Welcome back. You're still watching Network Africa on Channels Television. Now, the Islamist group Boko Haram appears to have hit a new low. Militants disguised as preachers are believed to have killed at least 24 people and wounded several others in an attack near a mosque in northeast Nigeria's Borno state. The attackers arrived in cars late Sunday and gathered people at a mosque in the remote village of Kwajafa, pretending to preach Islam. They were said to have then opened fire on them, and the group, which is believed to be fighting for an Islamic state, has killed thousands of people, kidnapped hundreds, although a military operation against them by Nigeria. Collaborative efforts with Chad, Cameroon and Niger in the past 2 months has wrested back much of the territory which it controlled. Now, as we go on in this bulletin, we will be speaking to a security expert concerning that issue. But now we're going to look at other developments. In South Africa, authorities have confirmed the detention of a 15-year-old girl who was traveling to join the Islamic State. Now, this is highly significant as it's the country's first known arrest linked to the militant group. The ministry is now investigating whether Islamic State had a recruitment network in South Africa. The teenager was stopped at Cape Town Airport on Sunday after evidence was found in her bedroom indicating that she had been in contract with the Islamic State recruiters. Thousands of people from more than 80 nations, including Britain, other parts of Europe, China and the United States, have joined the ranks of Islamic State and other militant groups in Syria and Iraq over the past few months. Well, we've been able to establish connection with our security expert, Onah Ekhomu, and he will be talking to us about the story which I told you earlier on about the Boko Haram group who was said to have disguised as preachers and killed about 24 people in the Borno state capital, Maiduguri. Onah, thank you so much for joining us again on Network Africa.
Thank you very much.
We're now seeing a new strategy being adopted by the Boko Haram sect in this case, what happened in Maiduguri. Is this a red flag?
Well, it just denotes the adaptability of the terrorists and the way they go about flying their evil tree. We have seen them change tactics, change strategies from play to play. And what we are seeing them run right now is called an active shooter scenario. The active shooter is very much like the suicide bomber. He goes in there fairly much expecting to die in an attack. But if he gets away, then that's fine. If he dies in the attack, it becomes a lose-lose proposition. But if he gets away, it becomes a lose-win proposition for him. And so that is what they did. They played around in Kwajafa village on Sunday night. They went in there and said they were preachers, collected the villagers, and then shot them up, and then watched the village before running away, before getting away from them. Now, if they had been confronted by security forces and killed, well, that was just fine because they expected to die anyhow. But in this case, they were able to get away. So we've seen that kind of adaptability by these bad guys. We've seen them change tactics from attack to attack. We saw in Jaba village in Borno State recently where 4 heavily armed active shooters went in and killed 68 persons, and they got away clean. There was no challenge to them. So it's just evolving tactics. And they are very, they attack schools, they attack mosques, they attack anywhere that they feel is a soft target. The thing about it is they must observe the vulnerability of the target before they can attack.
And finally, Onah, what can we do as Nigerians to ensure that we remain proactive in order to avoid becoming victims, since strategies are changing on the part of the sect?
Exactly. Well, I think the most important thing for us to do is to maintain security awareness. Because if we are aware, then perhaps we will see better. For example, that Kwajafa village, let's do a case study on them. They have been attacked twice in the past. Now, we know that DH runs this same MO of coming in as itinerant preachers and then killing the people who assemble to be preached to. So it appears that some of them should have been a little bit suspicious about these guys who came in golf cars. The cars they came in as golf cars, and that is classic DH transportation. So you see, there are certain things that citizens can pick up on to safeguard their own life. Now, I think government is probably failing also in its duty of perhaps giving out information that can be of value to citizens in determining what is a threat to them and knowing what is a goal for them. For example, how to identify IEDs, how to identify active shooters, how to identify persons who are trying to recruit them into terrorist gangs, and of course, certainly how to identify persons trying to radicalize a population.
Onah, thank you so much. As always, it's been a pleasure having you join us on Network Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Thank you.
Well, Onah Ekhomu, who's a security expert, has been telling us more about being proactive as Nigerians in order to avoid becoming victims, since we're seeing a re-strategy on the part of the Boko Haram sect. We're still looking at the issue of security. It's not just in Nigeria, it's also in South Africa. What is very alarming in this case is that it's the threat of ISIS, which seems to have also dovetailed into South Africa. Now, earlier on, we did tell you that South African authorities have confirmed the detention of a 15-year-old girl who was traveling to join the Islamic State. Now, this is very significant in addition to the fact that it's the country's first known arrest linked to the militant group. The ministry is now investigating whether Islamic State had a recruitment network in South Africa. The teenager in question was said to have been stopped at Cape Town Airport on Sunday after evidence was found in her bedroom indicating that she had been in contact with Islamic State recruiters. Thousands of people from more than 80 nations, including Britain, other parts of Europe, China and the United States, have joined the ranks of Islamic State and other militant groups in Syria and Iraq over the past few months. Joining us now via telephone is our South Africa correspondent, Betty Dibia. She joins us from Johannesburg. Betty, thank you so much for joining us again on Network Africa.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Could you give us more information about this arrest of this lady, 15-year-old girl?
Well, if you say lady, that makes her look quite old. The girl is 15 years old, the daughter of a well-known doctor in her community in Cape Town. The parents, I guess they acted quite swiftly, alerting the police and the security agencies in getting her while she was on her way to OR Tambo to meet who somebody allegedly referred to as the recruiter. So she's currently with her parents who are being questioned, and evidence is being searched for through her system, the computer that she uses, and school books and things like that. So they're not saying too much, I guess, not to compromise the investigation, but at the moment she's with her parents. Her parents are being questioned as well. And the minister the relevant minister, David Mahlobo, he said, look, in order to counter this, that there's aggressive recruitment. The countries have to look at the recruitment because it's a big structure. That is how these young people, 15, she's in secondary school, by South African standards, she's in early secondary school actually.